Hello everyone, welcome to the Agro Times. I'm Bibi Olivia, of course. I'm here with my friend Pretty Tracy. So she came around to visit and she has a lot of questions concerning agriculture, how I started. In short, I inspire her in what I do. So she will be asking me questions in these videos and I'll be answering. You may be having the same questions like the way she has. So I'll be telling you my journey, how I changed my mindset towards agriculture, and every question she will be asking me. So stay connected, stay tuned. All right, welcome back from a short break. So please
Fine.
greet my viewers.
Hello everyone, this is Pretty Tracy, who was inspired by Olivia to join agriculture. So Olivia, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
I have a lot of questions for you. Hope you answer them.
Of course.
Okay. Olivia, my topic for today, as told you, I have a lot. So I'll be meeting you with those as you direct me. My topic for today is changing mindset towards agriculture. So, what did you understand by the word mindset?
Mindset, first of all, is changing our perspectives towards anything or towards anything. For example, agriculture. Some of us have different scenarios, different narratives, especially farming in Africa, whereby most of us think maybe agriculture is a priority of fatherhood or for anything like sort of that. So if you give it a chance and you dive it in deep into it, then you get to be opened up your mind and be like, oh, this is how agriculture works.
Okay. Then for me, in my mind, I know agriculture. I know not only me, but even some other people, like the fluids like me. We know agriculture is for the poor. Agriculture is for the old. Agriculture is all about digging. Staying in the garden from morning to evening
without any purpose.
Yeah,
just for
sustainability.
Of course, for not even sustainability,
but just for food. So, what do you understand by agriculture?
Okay, I'll simply divert into my journey in agriculture. By the time I started agriculture, or before I started agriculture, I used to think it's a matter of going to the garden, grow food, bring home, eat, maybe sell a little of it, like no proper measurements, no conservation, no what. So I'll give you my story in agriculture. I used to love agriculture. Actually, I was even forced to change, not even forced, I was inspired by a friend doing agriculture in A-level and I changed from physics to agriculture. So I dropped physics in my A-level to agriculture. That's when I started developing my passion. But then I didn't know what really agriculture is. Like, I didn't know any opportunities in agriculture. I was like, it's growing food, you sell, you do this and this. So it was in 2021. There's a certain friend of mine who reached me out, and she was like, Olivia, I see the passion of agriculture in you. I see the future of agriculture in you. Like, do you know that agriculture is our future as we Africans? So I was like, oh, yes. Then she was like, do you want to go deep into farming? I said, yes. But by that time, I was still young. I never knew what to do. I never knew what to invest in. So when she gave me money, I went and started growing cabbages. But not on standard. Like, just have money, let me grow this and this. It was until 2023. When I started actually attending trainings and seminars on agriculture, just the mindset, soil and water conservation, and everything. That's when I learned to know agriculture is not just farming, it's a business. It's something you go into, you earn money before even you sell the crops you've sold. For example, I will say where I work right now, I'm working as a trainer in FNR, that's why division, Mayuge district, Chigana sub-county. So when I when I got to know the real agriculture and I got engaged with the district, I started training farmers from what I learned. I got to know agriculture is not something you can undermine. Actually, it's the biggest investment someone can go into. And alongside, we introduced a lot of things because we are training on cocoa, coffee, banana, poultry. Then I myself, I introduced vegetable alongside the other crops. But if you look closer to agriculture, you can actually earn money before even you harvest what you planted. You know that?
No.
And of course, I expected that out. Like, for example, there's this element in agriculture which we call agritourism. Agritourism is simply the way you see this tourism. I'm going to visit maybe to the National Park. I'm sorry, my voice is not clear. So maybe I'm going to Agro Forest. You can opt for agritourism. You go and visit a farm. Of course, not on free of charge. What I train farmers in Uganda is like when you're setting up your garden, be organized. Do all the measures. If it is banana plantation, do the correct measurements. If it is coffee, do the proper management. Organize your farm, put roads in. When people come to visit, they don't step on crops. Design it with some fruits. Put in something like maybe culture meals, just eat until you drop. Most farms, there is that culture, you eat until you drop. But what at Africa, you're paying money, they are preparing for you food, and a farmer is earning. There is someone can admire, for example, in my farm, can come and admire me, be like, oh, Olivia, how would you organize this? How do you plant a banana plantation? How do you plant cocoa? How do you plant coffee? So a farmer to discuss for you all that information, you have to pay. Without you selling the crops you've grown, but selling you what?
My knowledge.
Your knowledge.
It's really new.
Of course, most of the farmers don't know that you can actually earn money from your farm without selling your farm produce. Then another thing, like here in Soga region, we have like our soils were fertile initially, but now we have that issue of soil infertility. So soil and water conservation concepts. How have you conserved your soil? Digging trenches, there's like a lot of activities or a lot of things you can do. Maintain that soil fertility. So when you're too organized, back to the point of agriculture, when you're too organized, your farm can attract people to do it. There is a banana plantation that when we reached here, it's there just there. The way if you're just on the road, you look at that banana plantation, it is so organized and the spacing is good. The management is good. So it is eye-catching. You can go there and be like, hello, how did you do this? How do you maintain this? So you pay for that service. If you go to a farm, then maybe you find fruits. You don't eat for free. So me, I train farmers and I be telling them that everything on the farm is business and there is no waste on the farm. So if someone comes, what's up? Buy eating. Like buy take. The farmer is earning from trainings, from the harvests. You know, and another thing about the African farming. Before I started digging deep into farming, you know that you could find, like, I could see, even at home, we harvest maybe cassava, just drop it down. maize, you drop it down. It will tell you that we are killing quality, we are reducing the quality of the maize or the produce.
Not only you.
Yeah, not only,
But even me.
yeah. So taprins are just 10,000 Ghanaian shillings to get a taprin. Most of farmers don't do that. They keep complaining, why is it the prices of black cassava dropping? Why the prices of maize dropping? When our maize is 800 per kilogram. But if you have quality maize, you can even sell it 1,000. But most farmers don't. For them, they aim at I'm growing crops, I want to eat, then maybe sell something small. They are not looking at the children's livelihood, nutrition side, and the
No, in
environment.
simple terms, they are doing it for consumption.
Yes, but actually farming is a business. It's a real business. If you go deep into it, you've talked about agriculture. So I've talked about the Agro twice. It's a business itself. Selling of the produce, it's a business itself. You can opt to sell the outputs, agriculture outputs. Those are taprins, pest management controls, and what. So,
Thank you. I've really liked it. So, what mindset did you have at first and what inspired you?
oh,
Because you have told me at first you didn't like agriculture, you were doing physics, you were shifting to agriculture.
yeah, as I told you, I saw farming or agriculture as for the poor and the old people, those who have lost hope, so they should go into one farm. That's how I used to think. But as I told you, after numerous trainings, I got to know this is the real business. If someone is looking for business, agriculture is the business.
What challenges did you face in shifting from the other thing that the agriculture is for the poor, agriculture should be the last resort, agriculture is for the old? Did you have any challenge?
After spotting that now it is agriculture, I loved it. From that time, I tried, of course, and failed, as I told you. I tried like 2-3 times while failing. So I decided to come back on the drawing board. I started getting myself, I did research about agriculture, I interacted with agriculture officers, I went back, did a course in agriculture. So by the time I came back in the field, I knew what to do.
What you mean you're not handling agriculture only for consumption?
Yes.
But also for...
In fact, recently, it's a new project. I registered a company, Agri Adventures Uganda. So in Agri Adventures Uganda, we are aiming at empowering women in agriculture, youth, then market linkages, then agri-tourism in general. Then besides that, in most cases, we used to do mindset change trainings to farmers, maybe in villages. By then I realized that yes, these people have changed in their minds and they would wish to do agriculture. By then they don't have access to equipment, they don't have they have land but they don't have money capital. They have the knowledge but they don't have where to start from. So what I did is I started collecting some little money, of course, as in me. So last season I gave out maize seedlings.
That's when I didn't receive.
Hey, next time we're going to receive this season.
Okay.
So we gave out maize seedlings. I gave out seedlings for pumpkins. And I monitored the whole process. I supported all those farmers in the process. Even me, last season I did a demo garden. It was 6 acres pumpkins. So they could come and learn from there how best can we grow pumpkins, pumpkin marketing. Of course, I do everything they do. I do documentaries, success stories. I document each and everything just to motivate them. Yeah.
So you've told me you're not only doing agriculture for consumption but also business. How do you manage agriculture as a passion and also business?
The way I manage agriculture as a passion at the same time as a business. So
what advice do you give to the young people about agriculture?
How to advise any youth out there? First of all, agriculture is an investment you can invest in. You can do it as a side hustle or a main hustle. You will focus on it. What I would advise any youth, if you feel you love agriculture, you have that passion for agriculture, or you're looking for something to do, but you haven't yet got an enterprise to invest in, I would urge you to just try out agriculture. Step out of that comfort zone. Step out of those words, because people always discourage you. I'll tell you one thing. When I was starting agriculture, I started by renting out land. So that day was slashing, we were clearing the land, and a certain old man came at the garden, at the farm, and he was like, "Who is the owner of that garden?" I was like, "It's me." Then he told me, "What are you?" He asked me a question. "What are you trusting? Like, what are you trusting?" I was like, "As in?" I was like, "You're wasting your money in agriculture. You're still young. You can invest in other businesses other than what agriculture. Are you going to grow sugarcane?" I was like, "No."
By the way, it was my next question. Their parents see that when a child is studying agriculture, a child tells the parent, "Please, I would like to do agriculture." The parent will say no. I cannot put my money in a farmer.
Yes.
I cannot invest in a farmer.
Yes.
Most parents have that mentality that whoever does agriculture is going back to dig.
So
it is a failure in life.
I was getting there. So when he asked me that question, I was like, "This is what I want. This is my passion. This is my talent. This is what I dream of doing." He asked me why. I was like, "Because I want it." But the reason was like, there's a time at home, we were just staying just around, we kids, and we could wait for our aunties to buy food and bring for us. But we had a farm, but there was totally nothing. And I could tell my young brother, "Yo, I wish we can grow something there." So by the time I was seeing agriculture as an escape to hunger, an escape to poverty, or I think, no, escape to hunger. Because I could feel like the neighbors have food, for us we have land, we don't have food. Why can't we grow? So it was something like, if you grow crops, you have plenty of food at home. So going back on the parents, this man, the way he concluded, he was like, let's wait and see whether you will succeed. And this is the very man this year. I'm talking about 2021, now we're in 2023. This is the very man who called me. I was like, "Oh, Madam Olivia, I heard you're leading a project, this and this and this. Can you come and help me growing banana, like planting banana and coffee? I want to invest in." I didn't go. I was like, I cannot go there. Now, going back to the issue of parents, when I dropped physics, my dad was like, "Now, you're wasting your time in school. What are you doing?" Like, he got pissed off. And I could hide my podcasts. I couldn't even take my podcasts home. Because of that fear, he could beat me or punish me. It's because I chose agriculture. By then, after my high school, I disappeared from home because I wanted to pursue what they want. So when I disappeared, he heard from me when I've achieved something from a book. And his first message was like, oh, I heard you bought land. Congratulations. You understand that thing?
Yeah,
so African parents, most of the times, they force we kids, like to do things we don't want. A parent will want you to be a doctor, but in actual sense, you want to be a musician. A parent will force you to do a certain course when, fine, you have the knowledge to do it, but you don't have the passion to do that work. And we end up failing even at workplaces. So every parent out there, if a child shows you what he or she wants to do, just let them do, just support them, just support their careers. It's my humble advice to parents. For the youth, invest where you feel your passion lies. The more you do something pretty, if you do something when you really love it from your heart, even God blesses that project. Even God blesses you through that. So to those who like agriculture, who love agriculture like me, go for it. Do research, connect with farmers, visit agriculture officers, go for farm tours. The more you go for farm tours, basically for farm learning or learning visits, let's call them learning visits, the more you admire, the more you get the courage to do. We always organize trips with our farmers. We go visit other places. Why? We want them to get motivated. Okay, what they are teaching us here in Chiganda is the same thing people of Kampala do. Yeah. It's the same thing people of Gulu doing. So, and they are earning and they are well off, so we can make it. The more you get that admiration, the more you get motivated. And you don't just stop on getting motivated. As you get motivated, just come and do what you saw. Don't sit on your soul. Yeah.
So, in simple terms, agriculture is good.
Yeah. Agriculture is a real investment.
Most of us didn't know. Some of us were dropping agriculture in schools just because agriculture. How will I go back at home and they say that I'm an agriculturalist?
I know.
How will my parents, even some parents, they reach an extent, a child says that I'm doing such and such subjects, but in agriculture they need these books, and says, I'll not buy you books for agriculture.
Yes.
Agriculture is for the old people. Agriculture is for the failure. Please, parents, agriculture isn't for the failure. We heard from my friend Olivia. She is obtaining from agriculture, that she dropped at first. She gained experience in agriculture and now enjoying in agriculture. So agriculture is not for the old, is not done as a last resort.
Yeah. I'll tell you something pretty. It's just current. Every time I go maybe to an office or meet someone, then they be asking me, which job are you doing? Then I'm like, I'm an agriculture officer. Or sometimes I just say I'm a farmer. Everyone's like, you to be a farmer? You? Like, it's like a surprise. It's like a youth can't be in farming. It's like a young girl cannot go for farming.
Most youths there, my main aim for visiting you is to make those youth very motivated. So they are there moving up and down looking for jobs, and yet you can just. You have the money, you can even tell a parent to help you.
Yeah.
Please help me with this. You have a small piece of land, you can start with that.
By the way, in the African households, most African households, there is land. But even they are not using that land, and you go to a family, they be like, we have land, but it's not productive. But yet they can do what we call the water and soil conservation, agroecological concepts, and they regenerate the soil fertility without using any fertilizer, any inorganic fertilizer, without doing just practices, good practices on the land to regain the fertility. But most of the people lack that. But I will put maybe, I won't say a blame, but I'll go back to the government as an institute. They should start hosting those trainings on soil conservation and water conservation, agroecological concepts, maybe from the local government to lowest people.
So, Olivia, you're talking of agriculture. You say land is there, but there is someone out there who would like to do agriculture, but the land is there, but does not have the money to invest in that land.
I will say start small. If you have like 2 acres, don't go for those 2 acres because you cannot manage to make it. Start small.
Which crop do you encourage those people with the little capital to start, that it will not be a burden to them with the time, saying that, no, it's this time, I cannot do this, this thing needs this, I can't manage.
Let me just give a hint. We shall have another video on that.
Okay.
So to everyone, you want to do farming, but you don't have enough capital. You can go for vegetables. For example, pumpkins. It doesn't cost like you anything. If you just slash the land, you plant, it will survive. You go for dodo. You go for eggplants. Tomatoes, most of people, they be like, tomatoes is costly.
Tomatoes are costly. So,
No.
Also ever heard that tomatoes are costly?
If tomatoes are costly, to my viewers here, if tomatoes are costly, the way you think, I think I will make a video on tomato maintenance without using those pesticides you're using, the inorganic pesticides you're using. When you do your own pesticides at home organically, you make me remember. Okay. We do a video about that. We teach people how best you can spray your crops without using the inorganic pesticides. With like spraying your crops using the available resources, readily available resources.
Specifically on the youth outside there who is still studying, who is still schooling, but says, I'm going to school without this because my parent does not have money. I'm going to school without very many requirements because my parent does not have money. What means that students can really do agriculture?
Yes. When you're studying, you have your small garden
during holidays.
During holidays, maybe on weekends, you set up a garden. We have the Amsterdam gardening, shed gardening, backyard gardening. Those are simple gardenings you can do. And most of people be like, now you see this one is wasting time. How can I decorate my farm like this? How can I decorate my compound like this? You can even use your compound, the front compound, or even the back. You grow vegetables there, you can manage. A batch of dodo is just 500 when you're selling. If you have a rate like 4 residents, like you can make something like 20 in just 2 weeks or 1 week. As a student, you're earning. You're far better than someone who's just sitting. You can say to do anything. You do value addition. You be like, oh, I have my pumpkins. You dry them out. The seeds, you fry them as snacks. You package your seeds very well. You go sell. Every pack is 500. You say to make the pumpkin porridge. How much is a kilogram for pumpkin porridge? I think it's 12,000, sort of that. It is expensive. That's money. You've just dried. After drying, they dry. You package very well, you sell. So agriculture is business. There is nothing. There is no enterprise in this earth. I would say in this earth or in this world, which is far better than agriculture. No.
So my fellow youths, you're going to school without very many requirements because your family does not have money. Please invest keep investing in agriculture. Grow your vegetables and money. We are inspired by our friend Olivia.
So thank you for watching. I'm Bibi Olivia, and this channel is the Agro Times. As I told you in a previous video, we shall be sharing insights on agriculture, agribusiness, agro-tourism. We shall be talking about farm management, pest management, hands-on activities, opportunities in agriculture, and how best we can change the African narrative on farming to change that mentality. Stay tuned, subscribe and share my videos. We love you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching.